I've not been making a lot of content for quite a while, and I thought it would be kind of interesting to give everybody a little insight into why. So I've been on the planning committee for NSXPO 2025. There's been a host of people on the local committee in the Seattle area, as well as the national board, which I'm also a part of, making this event as special as it ended up being. What I wanted this video to be was actually somewhat of a behind the scenes aspect. There's so many recap videos out right now talking about the event, all the different venues, the good, the bad, and I thought it would be really interesting to see just some of the legwork that goes into the behind the scenes. The other aspect, obviously, is because I was on the committee and I was working with a lot of people, I had no time to do much of anything, including taking video or pictures or anything of the actual event that I was a part of. So with that said, I thought we could run through a couple clips here and kind of go through some of the really highs and the really lows of putting on an event. Countless hours of working with the swag supplier. We got boxes and boxes and boxes, drove them all the way up to Seattle from Portland. And then finally, we got to the point where we started stuffing all the swag bags. Ken and Linda spent hours getting everything in bags to start out that was universal. And then the team showed up on a Saturday and spent about another 6 hours of putting everything together. We were drained, but in the end, you can see the result. Everything was near perfect, ready to go for all the attendees. After hundreds of bags stuffed, we finally took a break. Day one, track day, started bright and early. Hui and I got there very early to set up not only for the event, but also to set up for our sponsors. The sponsors really make the event year after year, and we wanted to highlight them as best as possible. So this year, we had signs printed that allowed us to display every sponsor that really donated to the event right at registration check-in. One of the really fun things that we were able to do this year was we packed everybody that was attending the social aspect and brought all their stuff to the track. So when they could check in, they were able to get their bags and be ready for the rest of the event. Peter Cunningham. We got the secretary of the NSXA. What are you doing down there, Christine?
I'm cutting bread, sourdough bread. Welcome.
Cheers. Secretary made amazing bread. So moving on, we got the classroom set up for everybody to have their driver's meeting in the morning. And then after that, we were able to start flying. Now our track leader, Pete, did bring his dog, which was really a fun addition to the event. After that, we were able to get on track to check it out and make sure we understood the turns and everything. Seeing the track for the first time was phenomenal. This was my first and only track day I've ever done in my life, and seeing all these NSXs out there was insane. After that, finally we're able to get some sessions on track and zoom on by. It was a great first day, but exhausting. And at this point, I'd been at the track for about 10 hours. I'd been up for about 15. I had all of my luggage, all of my dress clothes sitting at the track behind our secretary, and I was ready to go to the hotel and crash. Track day 2 started off with the Acura corporate cars showing up, and man, did they bring some really special and unique ones to show off this year. Not only was the Gold Integra Type S there, the GT3 Evo from the movie F1, but the Avengers one-off NSX Roadster was there. This is the car that Tony Stark drove in the movie. We had a very special team from Japan that also flew over to attend, and they were even able to take some hot laps in some of the attendees' cars while on track. I think they had a lot of fun based on the smiles on their face when they got back. Everyone did line up to get on track for the parade lap photo, even this guy.
Ed, you feel rich?
I feel like I'm made from gold.
Look at how visually impressive this is, though.
This is great.
All up there. Keep going. As the pictures wrapped up, Hui and I had to get out of there early because we had to get back to the hotel, which is about an hour away, to set up parking for everyone that was about to show up for the social evening. We did get it set up and moved on to registration. So in addition to getting everyone set up with hundreds of bags, we also are selling merchandise, and it's a great opportunity for people to actually see something in person, tangible and not just online. Finishing out the evening, that first night when everyone parks their cars and you see all of the NSXs together, it really is awe-inspiring. And one of the best things about NSXPO, even though you're tired, even though you've worked all day, even though you've participated all day, is the camaraderie. That's highlighted even when things aren't going well. In this case, we did have an attendee that showed up with a flat tire. We were able to get a small group together, we were able to source the right amount of parts, we were able to not only get the wheel off of the vehicle, we were able to plug the tire, get it pumped up, and get it back on the vehicle so they could enjoy the rest of what NSXPO had to offer. Social day one started out bright and early on the way to Griot's garage to set up for the car show and the vendor showcase, and we were hit with a medical emergency. It was awesome because we were able to pivot, we took care of everyone that needed to be taken care of, and not one attendee knew there was a really big hiccup before the event even started. Kudos to the entire team, literally dropped everything, not only to help the individual, but also to fill in gaps that we now had. After that, Griot's was an amazing host. They were wonderful to work with, the photographers had a lot of fun there, and everybody really enjoyed showcasing their cars. After the car show, we all headed over to LeMay, America's Car Museum, for a wonderful dinner. We had an amazing view of the city, private access to the entire museum after hours, but the best part was showcasing all of our cars in front of the museum for our group photo.
All right, so we're in top secret operation here in a top secret locale. We'll give the coordinates later. The first signing of an NC1 by me. You know, you can always get a random stranger off the street to sign your NC1.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, my name is Ted.
Uh-huh.
And I had something to do with the NC1. I was the global chief engineer for the 2017 Acura NSX. And here we are with Ira in his Long Beach blue NC1. This is the final model year before the Type S.
This was it.
Yeah,
Then
this
Type S.
This is the most evolved NC1.
I like it.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna sign the central semi-aniline covered dash pad here.
Oh, semi-alanine. Wow, getting technical.
Getting technical. We're gonna sign this puppy.
Nice.
There's the
That's
squiggle.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
There were a ton of highlights from NSXPO 2025, but having Ted Klaus, the global chief engineer of the NC1, sign my car, that is a memory that's going to stick with me for a lifetime. After that, a lot of us headed inside while everyone else was on the group drive to get everything set up for the banquet dinner. Every year, the gala dinner, the banquet dinner, this is the highlight of NSXPOs. And you want people to be wowed as soon as they enter the room. So with that comes a lot of prep work.
How you feeling?
Best day of my life.
So in JC's eloquent words, best day of his life, and it was the best evening that we could have asked for. We had amazing items to auction off for people. All of this stuff goes to help raise enough money, not only for covering the cost of putting on an NSXPO, but to give back in the communities that we are able to visit each year. Anyone that knows me knows that I really don't like public speaking. I get uncomfortable and I get nervous, but it was a great opportunity to chat with all of the attendees. We were able to give back to a couple amazing charities. We had Ted Klaus on stage with some really fun stories that he was able to share from his time at Honda. And we finished off the evening in style. Everyone getting together after the banquet was over, sharing some laughs, sharing some stories, and looking forward to NSXPO 2026.